Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Eric.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm a little sick. I also might have allergies, so I'm not sure what is going on with me. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Wait, so what are you doing to take care of yourself?
I'm just taking everything. just guzzling down whatever medication.
Okay,
I
that
can
sounds
get.
great.
Yeah. Just ODing on zinc.
Does that do anything?
I don't know.
I never liked that.
What?
Like everyone always claims, zinc helps you not get sick.
That's big zinc lobby.
Yeah, I just don't know that it works.
I don't know.
I don't like the aftertaste. I don't know.
Well, the aftertaste.
Yeah, like when you
I
take
have, like,
zinc,
some-
I just feel like metallic afterwards. I
mean,
honestly do.
It is a metal.
I know, and I not about it.
All right. Well, I'm taking like some orange flavored zinc. So I don't
Orange
know
metal?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just regular zinc.
Yeah.
Zinc.
So that's what I'm on.
So you're feeling whatever?
You know, I'm here.
Great timing. We have 3 podcasts to record this week.
Yeah, and we're going to the studio, and we have
Just
another. We
lot
have
of work.
to guest on another person's podcast on Friday.
Yeah. So when do you think you're going to be all right? Just knowing yourself like you do.
Well, the thing about me and colds is
Yeah.
that my colds hang on for about 3 weeks too long.
Damn.
Yeah, cold world.
So not great for this week or the following or the week after.
Yeah, this is we had a podcast back in 2010, and I got salmonella in the middle of that.
Yeah.
And we used to record like 8 episodes in a weekend.
Yeah.
And I had salmonella for that one weekend.
And it would be parsed out for the next 2 months.
And so people thought I was in the hospital.
you were not.
I was not. I was not in the hospital. I was in my room, annoyed that I couldn't talk to like Angela Yee or A-Track or Hannibal
Yeah.
Buress or whoever else came over.
But now this is just a common cold.
Yeah.
And here you are sick again.
Yeah.
You know who really gets a kick out of this?
Shinsuke.
Our friend Shinsuke.
Yeah.
And
Because he's like, you're weak.
Yeah, he thinks that, like, I don't know, we're just not as high a level human as he
But also
is.
Shinsuke is like in the gym every single
He's-
day.
yeah, he's a Terminator.
Running he's the Terminator. You're right.
But
Yeah.
while he may not get sick, I think when he does get sick, is it all right for us to go over to his apartment and just point and laugh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because he'll call. By the way, here's what Shin's going to do. Shin's going to hear this intro.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to know the second that you start talking, when you say, "Hey, Eric," and he's going to be like, "Oh, I got to call him and rub this in his face. Jeff is sick again." Again, that's the key word. He's just like, "Oh, you're sick again. Maybe you've been sick this entire time." You ever think about that?
Is this to me or to him?
To you. Maybe.
It sounds like you're on Shin's side.
Maybe. No, I'm not, because he'll do the same thing to me.
I'm not sick all the time. I just like to say that.
For the record.
Yeah.
Not salmonella.
No.
Not common cold.
No.
Not sick in the head.
Well, talk to Styles.
What if the people who are tuning in for the first time who are just like, hey, you know what? I heard good things about the Trevor Noah episode. I heard good things about the Common episode. And you know what? I'm going to give this ASAP Ferg episode a shot. And then I'll listen to the Dennis Graham episode.
We already lost them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like, you know, I'm going through it, you guys. Please support our podcast.
Well, actually, there is a way that you guys can support the podcast so that Jeff can buy up all the zinc and keep this
I do have health care.
this charade going.
Yeah. I don't want people to think that this is the end of me.
Go to itsthereal.com/shop and get yourself a mean mug. We have mugs that we made that have a character on one side.
Yep.
And the words mean mug on the other.
Yeah.
And they're for sale.
Listen, the way that you're explaining it is not appealing.
Okay.
They're mugs.
Yeah.
They're great.
That's true.
Go to our website and check them out. I can't paint a picture for you that's going to be as good as the actual mug is.
Because you're under the weather.
I'm sick.
Jeff, who's on the podcast today?
Our friend ASAP Ferg, and now ASAP Ferg,
Yeah.
healthy individual.
This is true. He goes to the gym a lot.
Also, he's not sick on this podcast.
He is not. He talks some sick shit, though.
Yeah, there you go.
ASAP Ferg, back on the podcast. This is his second time up here.
We don't have that many returning people.
No. So he's been missing for 4 years.
Been missing.
We found him again.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we've seen him a bunch throughout the years. We're friends with him. And it was nice to have him return for the podcast because there's a lot to cover after 4 years. You know,
Yeah.
we've had people come up here like A-Track or Peter Rosenberg who are just like, I don't know.
Let's talk about McDonald's.
Yeah. But with Ferg, he has a new album. He has a new bike line. He has new listen, he's collaborating with Revlon, with Hennessy, with Adidas, with places he couldn't even talk about on the podcast.
We didn't talk about any of those things, though.
Well, but
they were mentioned.
True. They're true. Trust me.
Yeah.
But it's really great to have just a really regular conversation, and that's what this was. This was three friends hanging out.
And that's the thing about the last time we had him up here. He said the most enjoyable parts of the conversation were the actual conversation, not like when it was like an interview.
Yeah, because and that's not what we care to do anyway. We're not like, ooh, tell us about this headline-grabbing whatever.
That's a good question.
Yeah, this was.
I would have loved to hear
about
his response to that.
The headlining.
The headline grabbing thing right here.
That's right.
Yeah,
not that.
It's almost like you're sick.
Jeff, I've been sick. I've been sick.
Suffering from success.
That's right. That's right. Jeff, is that to prove you're sick?
Yeah, this is like Ferris Bueller.
When do you want to get into this?
Right now.
Yo, what up? It's Eric, a.k.a. Egon Spengler, a.k.a. Trap Lord.
Yo, what up? It's Jeff, a.k.a. Condo on my neck, a.k.a. Mortgage Freeman.
This is ASAP Ferg, a.k.a. Flip Phone Shorty. Talk to me nice and I'll talk to you well.
Yeah, it's your third favorite podcast to waste time with the real. Ferg, what's happening?
Yeah, new spot. I get a lot of money. It's more spacious. I feel the wind touching my arms.
Yeah, we ran into Jim Jones like a couple weeks ago uptown, and we're like, we moved, and you got to come by the new spot. And he was just like, oh, you don't live in the kitchen no more? We're like, no.
So how you don't live in the kitchen no more?
Accurate. You get a lot of attention for clearly your music. You get a lot of attention for now your bike line, which is super dope. And we saw you the other day at Stadium Goods.
Yeah.
But
Red Line.
But
collab, shout out
but
to
the
them.
fact that you have gone to the Met Gala is something that just like blows our minds because clearly we're not going there. What is it like the first time that you roll up all those stairs, that you go past all those cameras, that you go inside, and what goes on?
It reminds me of like Sex and the City or something. Like, I don't know, like I just thought
Again,
about Sex.
haven't been in Sex and the City.
I know, yeah.
I haven't been in it neither, but I've seen episodes and what's the main actor from Sex and the actress?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, she wears like all of these beautiful gowns and stuff. She's like known for her clothes. That's what it just reminds me of, like.
Not Prom or something like that?
Nah, not Prom at
It's
all.
past Prom.
Kind of like Prom a little bit. Yeah, like getting dressed up and, you know, it's very celebratory because a lot of people don't make it into that building. Walking up them stairs, you see a million cameras, and this is CSNBC, and this is TNT, and it's like all the networks around the whole world is like flashing cameras on you. And when you get upstairs, you see designers greeting you. You see Anna Wintour greeting you as well. And when you walk into the Met, it's like whatever the theme is. When I went, it was Heavenly Bodies. So it was like right along my alley, Hood Pope vibes. And they had like special articles of clothing from the Vatican and like rubies and diamonds and stuff that popes wore.
On display.
Like, the red.
Did that mean anything to you?
The red Prada shoes. Definitely. I got inspired from it. Because like I look at Pope Garm to get inspired by my jewelry and everything. Like when you see me with like rubies and pearls and stuff like that, that comes from like me in social studies class and seeing Pope Garm and seeing like pearls and like crucifixes and stuff like that. So
do you feel like some people just don't listen to what the theme is and don't like put in the effort that maybe you do?
Nah, I seen people killing the Heavenly Bodies. Like, yeah, like my man, who was it? Lewis Hamilton, the car driver, the racer. My boy, he killed his fit, and I was just like, damn. Like people get really creative.
And who was your designer that year?
Dapper Dan.
Oof.
Dapper Dan made my suit in one day. I think y'all the first people I told that to. Like I was coming from Toronto and like I didn't know like who was gonna like I was gonna get my suit from, everything. I just knew that I had to show up. And Dap took down like my sizes, everything, got my suit done in one day.
Were you just like, thank God it's done?
I was like, thank God that Dap is my mentor. And
Yeah.
And I lived like by the Gucci store in Harlem. So I just walked over there and made it happen.
This is the most low-key arrival for, preparation for...
People rent like hotel rooms across the street to get changed. People like, didn't Cardi like stand up in like a Sprinter on her way over so she didn't have
she
to
got
like
like zipped in and like, all
Yeah.
that.
Not you.
You walked over.
I'm not a female.
No,
I'm
well,
a
that is
guy,
true.
So,
Yeah.
like it's easy for me. I could take a cab. You know what I'm saying? But for a female, it's different. Like they got like these gowns. You on a red carpet and like tripping over gowns and shit because it's mad material.
Yeah. Who's the dude who fell down the stairs that one year?
I have no idea.
What a singer?
He might have fell down on purpose.
The singer?
Oh,
Jason Derulo. Yeah.
Derulo, yeah.
Jason Derulo.
He became a meme.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jason Derulo.
Yeah.
He stole that night.
Had you met Anna before?
And I went to her.
Yeah.
I seen her at fashion shows and stuff like that, but I never met her.
And what did she say when you walked in that night?
Oh, she just said thank you. She has to see all of the names and guests that comes.
Yeah, she
through
approves
those
everybody
doors.
that comes on, right?
So she knew who I was.
Yeah. And what's like the mixing like in the actual like dining room?
Yeah, is there actual like tables?
It's huge. It's tables. It's like different brands. So you got Chanel, which was they had Pharrell and Pharrell's wife at the Chanel table. You had Gucci, which was Dapper Dan and the CEO of Gucci that was there. You had the Tiffany table. You had H&M. I think Luca went with H&M. Then you had like you just got all the Valentino, all types of different tables. That like all the high end fashion brands, they all have tables.
And is it easier going back the second time?
I didn't go the second time. I just had a Met Gala after party.
Gotcha.
So
Is it because it was too hard to go back the second time?
Nah. I just didn't want to go. Like the theme was like okay to me. It was like camp. And like,
Yeah.
I had stuff to do, so I was just like, me and Idris was like, yo, let's just do a party, and we just did a Met Gala after party.
And together you guys called yourselves
Team Darskin. Yeah. But it was my first annual, because we're gonna do this every year, concrete chandelier event, where it's like I just team up with different producers or just different people that's into music and create a whole vibe and event.
And who are some of the people who stopped by that night?
Kirby stopped by. Lizzo stopped by. She performed. It was a racket. Donatella Versace was there. It was her birthday. Chris Rock was there. Me and Idris was DJing with my DJ TJ.
Mizell.
Shout out to TJ.
Marzel.
Yeah.
Slick Rick was there with his wife. It was amazing.
Yeah.
There's a little function.
My little brother was there.
Shout out to him.
Yeah.
How much younger is he?
Deli is about, how old is Deli?
Deli's like 21, right?
Deli, I think is 21. Yeah, going on 50.
How did you meet Dapper Dan?
I seen him in a grocery store. Like I seen him shopping. He did clothes and stuff for me when I was a kid, and he was my father's mentor. Like my father got like a lot of knowledge and stuff from him. So I'm in Harlem one time, and I knew where he lived at, and I knew what he looked like. So I was like, "Oh, that's Dap." I hopped out of the car. I hopped out on him, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm Ferg's son." And he took a look at me. He like, "Oh man." And gave me like a hug and everything, and we've been cool ever since then.
How long ago was that?
So I met him on his block, actually.
Were
And
you
that
already
was-
like rapping?
Yeah, I was rapping.
Yeah.
I met him like I say like 3-4 years ago, like 4 years ago.
And were you the first of the ASAP mob to meet him, or?
I would say so because I met him when I was a baby. I just didn't. We wasn't connected.
Right.
Yeah.
And what do you think of this sort of like second wave for him?
I love it. I mean, he asked me like, should he do it? He was like, yo, nephew, should I do this? Should I, because he was underground for a long time. If
Yeah.
I know Dapper Dan history, like the feds came, took all his books and pictures and shit like that. And they were trying to put him out of business. So he had to go underground for years. He wasn't like talking to people over the phone. He was just like really like just on some low shit. So he was doing stuff for like different people, like Floyd Mayweather was his friend for a long time, doing all his trunks and things like that. But he had asked me like when the whole Gucci thing had hit, he's like, yo, what should I do about this? Like, they keep calling my phone. They've been calling me for about a year. They try to reach out to me through like Beyonce and different things like that. I was like, yo, do it. I was like, if anything, you could spin off and do your own thing, you know, from it and get your name out there. And this is owed to you. I feel like this is time for you to brand yourself as a designer and a legend that you are. Don't go against it. Just roll with it.
Does it ever trip you out that that's such a amazing designer and figure in this world looks to you for advice?
It don't freak me out because we know each other. Like, you know, before like any of the Gucci stuff and all of that stuff, like we would like link up and have powwows. Like we would, you know, go into the store and pull a gate down and talk for hours. And just like old Harlem style, like just talk about how we could help one another. And, you know, I was, before like he signed a deal with Gucci and he was getting, he came from the underground. I was part in helping him bring him out, like his face. Like we did a High Snobiety interview where we interviewed each other and we did like something for MTV just because I felt like the world needed to see him and know that like, oh, he's a part of Harlem and he's a major key. So like it's all purposely done. And we just try to figure out a way to just monetize it to the best ability and make sure that, you know, we getting what we need to get out of this situation.
What are other Harlem stories that like haven't been told? You know, like, you know, you have Alpo, you have Dapper Dan, you have like these very like Harlem heroes who you grew up on.
Well, my father got into a car crash with Alpo on the highway, and they left the car on the highway and just walked back home. That's one. They used to do shit like that, crash cars and leave them.
Mm-hmm. That's a bad hobby.
Yeah, they was getting a lot of money. My father was cool with like Richard Porter, Alpo, AZ. Like Richard Porter and my father used to go skating together. I'm real cool with Richard Porter's sister, Pat Porter. Richard Porter's daughter I talk to like every other day.
Wow.
And also like AZ, I don't really see him like that, but yeah, like I hear stories about them all the time. Like my uncle is like, my family is very like connected to the neighborhood and just like, you know, everybody that was doing things.
Yeah, what do you think when you
whether
hear...
it was political or street, whatever, like, you know, if you in the street, you damn near like connected with the people that's political because y'all gonna rub elbows one day anyway.
Well, what do you think when you hear like Cam shout out your dad and say that he really knew your dad in Jimmy's song?
I think that's the truth. He really knew my pops, and like my pops like was like the older guy to them. They used to like come around his store and, you know, see him doing his thing. And yeah, like I think it's dope.
Do you ever pinch yourself in a situation and say like, I can't believe that I'm in this place?
Yes, all the time. I wake up every day in my house and I'd be like, this is my house. Or like I get excited to go home because it's like, damn, shit. I get to like go to sleep and wake up somewhere I want to be.
Who's somebody beyond Dapper Dan that you're just like, wow, this is somebody who I can just call and just talk shit with, not even like ask for a favor, not ask for information, just see how that person's doing.
Swiss Beats, I do that a lot with. I do that a lot with Pharrell. I do that a lot with Snoop Dogg. Me and Snoop got the same birthday.
Do you see similar traits?
Yeah, are you guys like the same person?
A lot in the same ways, yes. Because he pays homage to like the past. We listen to Doggy Style, like he used a lot of like the past,
like funk and
even getting like, you know, older guys to sing on the music.
Mm-hmm.
and
the
visually,
and
visually he was like bringing like Pam Grier into the thing, Huggy Bear into like the whole visual. And this is like,
and he saved like Charlie Wilson's life. You know, like he's somebody who's just like married to the 70s.
Yeah, so it's not only like aesthetic, it's like his real life and what he's really into. And that's my thing, is like a lot of rappers and musicians do things for aesthetic because it's aesthetically pleasing and it looks cool. But my whole thing is like, I want it to be functional in real life. Like I really ride bikes with these kids. Like I really ride bikes, period. Like I really do tricks. You really see me in real time doing tricks. You might see me in the streets.
Well, yeah, Jimmy was on like Instagram Live one day when he ran into you uptown, just riding around.
Yeah, see, like shit like that. Like I'm really who I am. Like I'm really who I say I am. I'm really what you see. Like I'm not like faking the funk for nobody. And I think that's like it's easier for you to live with yourself when you're that way.
So that's why something like Get At Me Dog speaks to you, and why you want to sort of like take that and give it your own twist?
Right, exactly. That's paying homage again because DMX is one of my favorite artists. Even like Trap Lord, the album, was paying homage to DMX with the cover because it was a very similar cover to DMX. And like when I bark, that's like a homage to DMX. Just the grittiness, like the kids from the underground and concrete and just like that whole vibe is like DMX. I used to see DMX. We used to go to the same barber in Harlem in a brownstone. He used to pull up with his dogs in the streets, no security, nothing. But he had like a movie like on the big screens. But he just always remained himself, and that's who I am. I feel like I'm like Cam with the Pink Range, like pulling up to the MH cookout with everybody outside. Like, this is home for me.
Have you ever switched up your haircut?
I did, and it was like so bad. Like, yes, like I tried to get freaky with the hair one time, and it was just.
As in what, you colored it or you
Was that the one
grew
where you
it
put
out?
like the stripes? Like
I put the lines on the side of the head. But actually, I had that haircut when I was a kid. Like, I got that haircut when I was a kid, and I was.
So you're paying homage to yourself.
Yeah,
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, everything I do comes from something. I'm just not like, oh, let me just go crazy.
Right.
Like, it's like I did it, and I was trying to grow my hair, and like, I got inspired by like the Jamaican Rastas when I went to Jamaica, and like they dreads was like from the sun turning blonde, so I wanted to do that with my hair, but I didn't have enough sun. One and two, my hair was just taking too long to grow, so it was annoying. And I just figured I looked really good with a season. Everybody was trying to get freaky, crazy hairstyles and changing their hair colors that I just remained me and just kept my hair cut fresh.
But you are somebody who like experiments a lot with actual clothing. It's just with your face. No.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about growing like a beard, like a Philly beard?
I used to have a big beard. Like, before I was rapping, I used to have like a crazy beard. I used to grow my beard, but like, I just think for all purposes, like when I walk into business meetings or like when I just do different things, like I think I like my clean face better.
So I feel like inspiration is a big part of your music and certainly a big part of like your everyday when you're telling people to get to the gym. And even, was it yesterday or 2 days ago?
I'm going to the gym after this.
I'm saying, like, you said.
What gym do you belong to? We
I
could go together.
I go to New York City Sports Club.
But there was a kid there who wanted a picture, and you were just like, I'll take a picture with you if you work out with me.
Yes.
And
that happened like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So good.
It's so awesome.
It's all I've been talking. It's the only thing I honestly want to talk about today.
It's so funny because like shit like that happens to me all the time. I just decided to post it like that day because I'm like, people probably don't even notice about me that I would do this like normally, like, because I want people to know that, like, first of all, I'm like, I rap very good. I make great songs, but I'm overall an artist. Like, I went to art and design high school.
Right.
I majored in fashion and fine arts. I really took a sewing class. Like,
But what'd you get in the sewing class?
Huh?
What was your grade?
What grade? Yeah.
I got a great grade. Like,
Alright.
I did really good. Like, I was paying attention. But like, I don't sew now. Like, I just hire people to do that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really into.
You leveled
like,
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like even then I wasn't really into like sewing. Like, I just wanted to design the stuff and like.
By the way, isn't that crazy that like now it's cool to like be a boss and hire someone to do that work, but if you're in high school and you don't want to do the work and you pay someone to do that, that's wrong.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a take.
Yeah.
What
Thank
a
you.
take.
Thank you very much.
I didn't think that was wrong. I just think that sewing is an art in itself. Like, you got masters, like tailors and shit like that. Like, I'm just not really that interested in sewing, but I'm very interested in creating.
I feel like we're getting off topic of you making this kid work out to get a picture.
Yeah. So like, yeah, like I'm just getting back to that. Like, as far as like, yeah, I'm a person. I'm a human being. Like, what is a superstar or celebrity? Like, somebody that just acts stuffy and act like they can't talk to people. Like, that's totally not me.
So you say like if you can do it, anyone else could do it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I say, why not do it? It's cool. Like, it's how you communicate. It's the only way we can understand each other as humans. Like, it's the only way I can learn something from that kid that I wouldn't have learned before.
Which
Well,
was
wait,
what?
Yeah, what'd you learn from him?
I learned that
How to
like,
properly do a pull up?
nah.
No, he was doing like an ab workout.
I learned that like it's cool to like work out with fans, and you can do that like friends, and like even like if you're a fan of my work, you know what type of beats I like. So I'll like talk to a fan to figure out if they got friends that make beats, because that could be somebody I could possibly sign or like work with.
So theoretically, if you're on tour and you're in like San Antonio or something like that, right?
Beautiful San Antonio.
And you're just there for like a day and you don't have your sound check until like 6 p.m. or something like that. And you're just out there during lunch. If a fan came up to you and was just like, yo, can I hear some new music? Would you play the new music from your phone?
I've done that.
What's the reaction?
It's crazy. They don't believe it. They just think like an angel came down on earth and decided to like unleash God's voice or some shit. Like, for real. Like, I mean, it's footage out there of me like taking fans from after a show and like bringing them in the car and playing music for them.
Would you go out to eat with fans?
I've done that too.
Would you take them out on a run?
I'm pretty sure I've done that.
Yeah, you did that thing where you were biking down the west side. Like, yeah.
So we did a bike ride together.
That's dope.
Yeah, and I had a show one time. Like usually the tour buses pull up early, so it was like it'd be fucking boring on the tour bus. Like I'm not finna be like an extra boring celebrity. I gotta stay on this bus until like it's time to come out. That shit is whack. So I'm like, I'm going out. I'm gonna fuck with the fans. They was all waiting in the rain for dumb long. So I bought all of them hot dogs and we hung out and we chilled. And I figured some shit to do until I had a show. Like,
who was the first like celebrity that you got to know and were just like, wow, they didn't let me down?
First of all, I never held any celebrity like up here just because I had parents that I respected so much, and I looked up to my mother and my father. So any other like a celebrity, it meant nothing to me as far as like who you are as a person is what meant something to me. I met Puff when I was a kid. Like I didn't even know who he was at first because like I only know my dad. My father is the coolest person ever. I met this guy at a turkey giveaway in front of Menacing. And he had like a long mink coat on and some glasses, and he was just really tall. And I'm looking up at him.
Might have been me.
Might have been you.
Yeah.
But it was Puff. My father was like, "You don't know who that is?" And I was like, "Nah." And then we walked away, and it was just like, he was like, "That was Puff." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's what's up." Like I didn't know. Like I'm just oblivious to like all of that.
Well, who's somebody that you wanted to meet for all your life, and then you finally met them, and they lived up to your expectations?
Pharrell. Pharrell is like amazing. Just like his work ethic, he works like as if he's broke. Like I've sat in the studio with him and watched him make beats from scratch. I watched him make plenty beats. I watched him bring his business partners in and show them what he's doing and getting everybody involved. Advice, like he's just a very humble person as well. But he can turn up too. Like he'll flex on your ass real quick.
When Puff gave you one of his bad boy chains,
I love the rain.
Just in general,
I don't fuck with the rain.
I mean, like of all precipitation, not my favorite. But I mean, like, sure, I get it.
I love the rain because it makes me.
It reminds me of an Ashanti video.
It makes me chill.
Do you
in an Ashanti video?
Yeah.
Shout out to Ashanti.
Could you ever live?
Ashanti is bad too.
Could you live in LA and like have no rain?
Nah, I fuck with the rain. I couldn't live in LA. I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like we've had a lot of opportunities to move out there, and just like it's not for us. Like we're very New York.
Yeah. I just left Harlem. Like I just moved out of Harlem. Everybody thought I lived in LA, but I just moved out of Harlem.
Were you in the same spot that you were always like? You were just like a few blocks up from us.
I stayed on 120th. Marcus Samuelson was my neighbor.
Really?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Did you get free food?
Yeah, all the time. Like I'm cool with Marcus Samuelson. I'm cool with Melba. I'm cool with like all of the who I need to be cool with. we have the same dentist. Like we go to the same dentist office.
So you would just like stop by and they have like a seat for you?
Yeah, all the time. But I also pay for food a lot of times too. Like I don't be just trying to pull up shit for free.
Yeah.
But when Puff gave you that bad boy chain, like what did it mean to you just overall?
Everything, because my father designed that logo, and I had actually asked him for it. I'm like, yo, I need that chain. I need that piece, and I was like, I need yours, and he gave me his. Like it actually says his name in the back.
Years ago, when we first met Currency, do you remember when Currency signed to Dame
Right.
Dash.
Yeah.
He had like Dame Dash Music Group underneath like Def Jam, and it was right after the Rockefeller split. And
Do you
he,
remember when they had the Dojo Lounge?
yes, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That shit was
totally.
so fire.
That was awesome, and a lot of like great people came from that.
I used to, like D and Ricky used to be in there.
Yep.
Currency used to be in there. He used to have
Totally.
the studio.
Smoke
it was
DZA, yeah.
Yeah.
Smoke DZA.
Bun used to come through.
Yeah,
It was almost like Andy Warhol's factory.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, Cootie and Chike would be there. Like a lot of people doing a lot of different art.
I was a kid, and that shit meant everything for me. Like I'm one of these. I'm the kid from Harlem that used to hang out downtown in Soho, go to all the underground fashion events, like Hood by Air, all of that shit, the Dojo in Tribeca, like, so that shit was like the vibe. Like
And
I missed that shit so much. Like
And
the
because
hippie
it was in
parties with the beers and
Tribeca,
shit.
yeah, it made it so different because it was in
Yeah.
Tribeca.
Facts.
Yeah.
And now everything is like dead.
I wouldn't say it's dead. I just think that I think we the guys now. I think we're the ones. I think before it was like everybody else providing the vibes. Now it's up to us to provide the vibes. It's different. Like we used to go to Santos
Totally.
to Vashti parties and
Yep.
shit like that.
That's
but,
where we first met Puff, actually.
but like we became successful enough to throw our own parties.
Yeah.
Now we can't look for something else to go to because we got to be the person to throw it.
And
But
now
I'm
you
saying
gotta.
that there's like so much money in New York now, and it's like from people who are not like creative, that all the creatives, they went to LA.
Well, yeah, because the rent was like expensive too. Like years
Yeah.
ago, like Sycamore would tell us, he's just like, man, no, all the young kids left because they can't afford to live here anymore,
Yeah.
right? So they move out to LA. But then there was a point where like,
LA became too crazy. And
yeah,
then,
and it felt like people could move back. Do you feel like there's a good creative space around New York?
I do.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like every year is like some new shit happening. It's a lot of kids, young kids that I'm meeting, that I'm hanging out with. TJ Porter, Young Guapo, just a bunch of like kids that I'm fucking with that they got something good going on. It's an energy, and also like the bike life movement is live out here, and it's providing a whole vibe for around the world. I'm seeing kids in Miami, kids in London, they all like mimicking what's happening, but for themselves and making it into their own thing out there. So it's definitely a strong energy in New York. But I just feel like it's up to us as being like the OGs of this shit, like really to provide like the event space for these kids to meet, and like the huts, and like what Dame Dash did for us with the dojo. Like ain't none of us had no money to like get a spot in Tribeca and like invite everybody to look at art and do art shows and do free music and all of that. And it's the same thing with these kids. We got to do that because now we got a little bit of money and we could play with it now.
So you should get a sponsorship from one of your favorite brands.
Hennessy.
And well, that might not work with where I was going. I was like, you should rent out a gym. But okay, yeah,
we
Hennessy
got one for that too.
and the gym,
Yeah.
and you bump your own music and you work out with all your fans, and it's a nice
Yeah.
collection of like-minded people.
We working on something right now. I'm not even gonna say the name, but we doing that exactly what you just said.
Crazy. Maybe you and I have the same birthday. I don't know.
Yeah.
Facts.
Well, are you somebody who does believe in like horoscopes?
I do, because like the way I make it make sense to myself is like everybody's that's born October 20th, which is my birthday. They're born in a certain time of the year. So probably like it's more sunny, or like it's just more of a vibe, or especially if you're born on the 20th, 1988, like your parents was drinking something like,
Hennessy.
or like, yeah, they was all champagne, like, or eating a certain type of thing, food, so their hormones might have been similar in a way. Like all of that counts into making a baby, I feel like. So like that's like if the crack epidemic hit like in the 80s. So if you was smoking crack, it's a bunch of crack babies. But if you was eating good and eating like the food back then might have been better than the food now. So it's just like it probably been like we had better babies like back then.
But if you run into someone again in San Antonio who was born on the same day as you and was not, living that New York crack era life,
I still feel like it's still a connection there, because like I said, it's a certain we all live under the same sun,
yeah.
same moon. We're all made up of the same things. It has to be a connection.
When you're sitting down with people that you're collaborating, whether it's like fashion or music, or let's just say music, right? Does it matter to you to work with someone from a different era like Premiere? Or does it matter to you to work with like someone younger to get a different vibe? Or do you just go in there with sort of a blank slate and just welcome whatever energy they can give you?
It's a blank slate, but I got to be a fan of whatever you're doing, whether you're young and never put music out or you're like older with a bunch of hit records.
So you've heard things from kids that you've never met before and you're just like, cool, I'll use it because it speaks to me?
For sure. I've signed kids, like producers. My producers, I've worked with them first. And I just love their sound. I love their direction. And I put them on. And I jump on their beats because it's something different. It's something I've never heard. And I'm always trying to push sonics, always new sounds. Like, I hate, like, jumping on shit that everybody else jump on. Like, I just can't stand that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, like, I talk to, like, Murder Beats all the time. We've never done work together. I love what he's doing in his lane and everything like that. But I told him, if we work together, we gonna work on the shit that you never put out before. Like when I worked with like Mustard before, it was like a song I did with Missy. Like it was like a house record. You would have never thought it was like. I don't even think he put his tag on it.
So
it's called Strive.
Right. So where does the music that doesn't go out sit? Like you have hard drives and you
It's
just
practice.
Do you ever reuse lines?
No. Well, probably. I don't know. I try not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about just like putting Lucy's out there and just seeing what the temperature is?
I do, but everything is intentional. Like I'm just not just putting music out to put it out. Like I only talk when I got something to say. So like I'm just not out here just trying to make noise and just stay relevant. I got way too many talents for just doing that. Like if I ain't got nothing to say with the music, then I'm going to create some art or like design some clothes or
your home goods line.
My home goods line,
which is dope.
The Voni, yeah, that's this right here.
Yeah,
the Voni started off as a clothing line, like leather goods, but I just went into like making like rugs and just different things like that.
Do you go down to New Zealand to actually like source the fabrics and everything?
No, I don't. Like, but I work with people that do. Just because I got so much other things going on. But
that's
like,
a long plane ride.
Yeah, but I've been in New Zealand about 5 times. Yeah, I've been in Australia and New Zealand like probably like for the last 7 years, every year.
When you think of like the perfect rug, like what is it?
It's just like for me, it's the colors. It's how exclusive it is. I know I did some custom colors for mine. Like I had to like dye silk and do all kinds of stuff in Nepal for my rug. And it took about like 6 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that on your Instagram where it's just like 6 weeks. I mean, that's a long time to wait for it to be right.
It is, but it's like I'm working on so much other stuff. It's a surprise by the time I get it.
Yeah.
Do you care if like your label comes to you, RCA, and they're just like, hey, we've been waiting a while for music, and you're just like, I'm not there yet? Or if people are like, you know what, I'd really like clothes from you, and you're just like, yeah, but I'm not. I'm tinkering, and I'm not there yet, or whatever it is.
I used to put pressure on myself until I realized that I'm not like none of these other rappers. Like I'm something very special and something unique, to where it's like I use different mediums to express myself. Like I can't be like these rappers. I can't like. I don't even know how to like. And not taking away from what they're doing because they're doing what they're doing great. It's just that I have so much other like things that I want to do that it's whatever. And my label understands that. Like I have very good relationships with everybody I work with. It's a partnership, so you have to understand each other to make it work.
Well, was that ever an issue when you guys were coming up, like in the beginning of ASAP Mob?
Nah, it was never an issue.
Like everybody knew where your head was at, and
they knew we were special. Like we into fashion. Like we going to fashion shows. They ain't never seen no artist like picking up and like taking designers to like award shows and like shit like that. Like we was doing things that they knew nothing about. 1 and 2, like it added to whatever they was trying to do with artists. So they they just let us do what we do as far as the mob.
When Drake was like, hey, you guys should come out on tour, when you guys were young, right?
Yeah.
Did you know Kendrick? Did you know?
Yeah, I knew Kendrick.
Yeah?
I knew Kendrick from hanging out in Prohibit.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
Yeah. So me, Kendrick, the mob, Danny Brown, Rocky. It was like a whole crew that kind of came up together. And then I met Schoolboy Q a little bit later. And then like TDE and like ASAP, we threw up the same handshake. We brothers, we came up together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we saw you at PS1 a couple years ago, you and Cardi, and the place was like packed out like never before.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
And you played maybe live for the first time, I don't know, but Plain Jane. And we were there and we were just like, yo, like that's it. And you and 12 were up there and you wound it back and you played it again and again.
Yeah.
And that shit got the place rocking like we'd never seen it before.
Yeah, to a
Right.
point that like I actually thought I was gonna die.
Yeah.
that
That song
was so fucking
that
lit.
song went
Yeah.
like and you've had some monsters before.
Right.
But that song just went
3 times platinum.
crazy.
Yeah.
When you recorded it, did you know it was gonna be that big?
I knew it was gonna go crazy. I didn't know it was gonna be that big. Like I never think about like, all right, I'm trying to make this song go 3 times platinum. Like I'm trying to get to the first plat, which is gold. I didn't think about that. I just knew it was gonna be a big tune because it had all the ingredients in it to be a big tune.
Like what?
The catchiness is paying homage to Juicy J, Suck a Nigga Dick or something. We all loved that part when we was kids. I just made it a hook. It had my name in it. Ferg is in name. Like me and my manager had this conversation of all big artists has an anthem with their name in it. H to the Izzo, V to the. So that was my anthem with my name in it. It made the world scream my name. And then also what I'm saying in it is so catchy and it hit home. I just came back from Liberia, so I came back, I gave away most of my jewelry because I feel like I got more conscious as far as like seeing kids out there. And I'm like, Hermes Linkafita Village in Liberia. That's because I was really out there like putting uniforms on kids and shit like that. And I was like, damn, you know, I feel some type of way about this until like I was able to digest that and kind of like know what I was doing as far as building and doing philanthropy and all of that shit. I couldn't even really wear jewelry until like I knew what I was doing. And yeah, so that's what that line was about. And then like my mother, she seen me on BET and started tearing up. Like me and my mom's had a bad relationship for a while, like until like one day her best friend or good friend seen me on TV getting like a BET award, and she started crying when she seen me getting a BET award. Because like she like, man, we don't even talk. I didn't even know you was doing this. I like, let alone this big. Like we live in the same house, so like that was when I like, you know, we kind of got closer, and just like the Harlem cookouts, like used to dodge shots, and then like my uncle selling Knicks at night.
Yo.
I was only 8 years old watching Nick at night. That shit was for real, like,
Yeah.
real shit. Like so. It hit home, and then a Panini line, funny shit like that with Riri, and just like really telling my life story, but in a way it was digestible to anybody that was drunk or sober and having a good time. Because you could be drunk and be turned up to that shit, and then get sober and drive home and be like, damn, this nigga really saying something.
And the beat just hit too.
Beat is crazy, and I did that on purpose too.
Because you wanted to sound like G-Eazy.
Shouts to G-Eazy. That's funny because like they always make that song go back to back.
Yeah.
I think that was perfect.
Yeah,
the
it
way
helped
that
both you
happened.
guys.
One because my brother is on their hook. I didn't know nothing about that song when I created that song.
Right.
I promise you.
Yeah.
But also I did that on purpose as far as the beat because I wrote that to Slob with My Knob, that song. And then I came to Kirk Knight because I said, this dude is so talented that I want the world to see his talent. And Kirk is like my little brother, so I was just like, Kirk Knight from Pro Era.
Yeah.
I was just like, yo, I want the world to see how talented you are. So I commissioned him to make the beat.
Did you realize all the ingredients that he put in? Like if you watch like the Genius video and he's like, oh yeah, I sampled a passing train on an elevated track.
Nah, I gotta see all of that. But
Crazy.
I know like he was gonna make the beat feel new.
Yeah.
and he was gonna make it something special and season some shit and sprinkle some shit on top of that shit that just wasn't there before. And he was the perfect person for that beat.
So after you left
three
this,
times platinum.
after you left the studio with
Just
it,
like you wanted.
yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah, it's not 3 times. People not going 3 times platinum every day. I'm a kid from Harlem. I didn't even know I was gonna do none of this shit.
You get the plaques?
Yeah, I get the plaque. And I get the money too.
Yeah. Do you hang the plaques?
Yeah, I hang the plaque.
Because there's so many.
I'm building a new studio in my house, and
That's
I got all
dope.
my plaques.
There's so many artists who just like leave it on the floor, just like
Yeah,
stacked against each
mine's
other.
is definitely on the floor, stacked against each other right now. But I'm about to hang them up.
Where did you move to?
I moved to Jersey.
Oh, so you really did make it.
Yeah. Did you change your number?
Nah, same number. But I be changing my number a lot.
Do you?
Yeah. Because I be like bumping into people. They be like, yo, this is still your joint. I'm like, nah, that's like 2 numbers ago.
Yo, so we ran into you at Lenny S's Halloween party, right?
Right.
Oh, actually, when Jeff was dressed up as Drake's dad.
Yeah.
And you were dressed up as Mike Tyson.
Facts.
And by the way, you gave us the number that night, so maybe it's the same, maybe it's not. Who knows?
It should be the same.
2 numbers ago. But you later, I think it was later, met Mike Tyson.
That was crazy, right?
Yeah.
Man.
So, because we ran into someone, we were out in Long Island, and we were introduced to someone who works with Mike, and he was like, yo, and he told us a story about you.
Was he a white guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
with a big beard.
Yeah. That's Mike Tyson's people. That
Yeah, yeah.
He's the one who introduced me to Mike, and I performed at Mike's first festival.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Did Mike see you dressed up as himself for Halloween?
He did. He thought it was crazy.
Yeah, I bet.
He was like, yo, that looks like me. And I'm like pointing out like the see-through Fendi shirt with the slacks and the shoes. Because Mike used to get down with the dressing. You know, like I'm like a stocky, kind of dude. I got muscles and I got like big legs. So it's like you look at people that's sporty, that has a kind of same body type
Silhouette,
as you,
yeah.
that killed the fashion
Heavenly
back
bodies.
then.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Exactly. So like Mike Tyson is one of those dudes I definitely look up to as a fashion icon.
Who did the tattoo for you for Halloween?
Who did the tattoo? Oh, it was Renell's friend.
Okay.
She killed that shit.
Eric and I got yelled at like 2 weeks ago by this girl who was like, how come you haven't had Renell on the podcast? I'm like, it's not my fault.
No, she has been asked.
Yeah.
Yeah, she told me that you guys had hit up.
So when you met Mike, was he like everything you thought he would be?
Yes. Yes, but I just wish that like I smoke weed so I could smoke weed with him.
Right. Oh, he's big into weed now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I wanted to spend more time with him to get some more. I wanted to ask him about like acting. I wanted to ask him about his outfits. I wanted to ask him about his animals. I wanted to ask him like what was his motivation, what was the trials like when he was about to go to jail and shit like that. Like what was his reign like when he was making all of that money. I wanted to ask him
Him
all
on
that shit.
125th Street.
Yeah.
Oh, yo.
Dapper Dan spot.
Yeah,
Getting,
yeah.
Shit made and all of that. I wanted to ask him all of that shit, but we'll have time. I'll go sit in his house or he can sit in my house and we could talk.
Who are other people that like you've had like a passing interaction with, and you're just like, man, I want to spend more time with that person?
Fat Joe.
Oh, same.
Like,
Yo,
I'm surprised you guys haven't spent that much
I feel
time
like
together.
me and Fat Joe is so close, but we're so far.
yo.
Like, I just feel like I know this dude, and like when we see each other, it's like the normal like handshake, like respect, love.
Yeah.
But it's like, damn, but I love you because like I grew up on your shit, and I know you. Like I know, like do you know that? Like, cause my pops, before he had his own store, he used to put his clothing line in Fat Joe's store in the
Really?
Bronx. Yeah. So I want to talk to Fat Joe about that. Like, yo, do you know that? Like, my pops used to drop off, and he probably gonna say, nigga, yeah, I know that shit. But like me, I don't be knowing like if people know. So.
By the way, so he's gonna be on the podcast soon, so you should come
Word.
through.
Yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
That would be dope.
But you should come in as Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Nah, facts. I love the Stretch and Barbito documentary thing they got on
So
Netflix.
good. Yeah.
And like the Fat Joe, like when he was young, like going up there tearing that shit up. Like,
I went down to see Static Selecta and Bun B. They did a 12-hour recording process for their album,
he
right?
called me for that, Bun B.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't in town.
I went down there, and I'm just being a fly on the wall because I don't want to be like on the live stream cameras or anything. Fat Joe's at home watching, right? And like Method Man comes through, and like Fame came through, and Michi came through, and just a lot of people, right? CJ Fly, a lot of people were there to record, but Fat Joe was just at home watching and was like, yo, I can't miss this. And so he came down to the studio. I'm in the control room. I'm standing like behind this door. And he just like walks in, right? Now, we've been around him, but never met formally. We have a lot of friends in common, but never like met one-on-one.
Right.
So Jeff was at home sick. I'm there by myself or whatever. And Bun's wife, Queenie's in the corner.
Yeah.
I'm in another corner. And Fat Joe just sits down, takes a pad and pen, and writes his verse, which is incredible. And at one point he looks up at me. We haven't spoken at all. He just goes, what's another word for wall? And I'm like, yo, this is my moment, right? So I go, drywall. And I'm like, fuck, no. And he's just like, something that doesn't rhyme. And I'm like, yeah. So someone else walks in and they're just like, sheetrock. And he was like, sheetrock, thank you. And I'm like, fuck, I missed my
Motherfucker, yeah, one chance.
So
You could have got like half a credit on
I
on
know.
that
I was
verse.
in the room. So Static comes in. He's like, yo, did you do their joint yet? And he was like, oh, you're the guys who've been pressing me. We're like, yes, we've had everyone from Angie to Mayor to like everybody just Christy trying to hit you up or whatever. He's like, I like you. I'm going to do your shit, right? So ever since then, I've run into him at SOBs, at Khaled's SNL after party, whatever, and he remembers me, which is like mind-blowing and the greatest feeling, right?
Well, because Eric thinks that I'm more recognizable.
You got glasses,
yeah.
you're taller, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, you do have
Yeah.
a very recognizable
Yeah.
voice.
Every time you say hi to me, you don't say hi to him.
That's right.
you know?
Yeah. But Fat Joe knows me, and so that's like the greatest thing. So I feel like we're best friends just because he like daps me up and says like, "Yo, what's up?" And I'm like, "This is unbelievable."
That's crazy. Did
Yeah.
y'all ever struggle with that, like him being more recognizable?
Yes, all the time.
Yeah,
like
it almost broke up the group.
the
Well,
funny.
who do you get confused for?
I've been called Schoolboy Q. I've been called Casanova. I've been called so many different people. I got Schoolboy Q about twice.
Damn.
Yeah.
Were you wearing like glasses like him or?
A bucket
I think
hat?
it's the I think it's the aggressive rap style that kind of confuses people, and they equate that to like the way we look. So it's just like, oh, that's the aggressive nigga, and it's like, oh,
It could just be good old fashioned racism.
Yeah.
that's a fact too. But these people wasn't like white, so yeah.
When you think back to like Bad Boys, like unprecedented run, right?
Ooh, this is my favorite conversation.
Who do you really like think of? Do you think of like Mace? Do you think of Locks? Do you think of Black Rob?
I think about
Big.
Total. I think
Total.
about
Mark
112.
I think about Mario Juanas.
Yo.
Okay.
I think about Loon.
You really do like the rain.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I think about Black Rob too. I think about this is on my playlist. This is what I'm listening to every day.
Yeah.
Like currently.
Yeah.
I'm listening to like Puff Daddy and the Family.
When you're in the gym, I know you shout out Jim Jones a lot in the gym, but do you listen to like Bad Boy stuff in the gym?
I listen to Bad Boy stuff
Victory.
in the gym. I'm listening to Victory.
Notorious Thugs.
But you know what's funny though? I'm listening to like old school music. Like I could show y'all my shit. Like I'm listening to like old school shit.
But what's old school though?
I'm
like
talking about
soul or
soul,
R&B?
Soul of Soul.
Oh,
Okay,
Oh.
so
School.
early '90s.
Yeah, like that's what I
I just
love
remember
listening
like on 106 in Park, they would say "Throwback of the Day," and it would be like Lil Bow Wow, and I was like, "Am I
to. I'm
that
listening.
old?"
I'm listening to Groove Theory.
Ah.
I'm listening to Zayn. I'm listening to
Jeanne.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm listening to Alexander O'Neal, In Vogue, Diana Ross.
This is what you do to work out?
Porter's Head. Yes.
Portishead is not workout music. I mean, none of this is workout music, but Portishead is definitely not workout music.
Sade. I'm listening to Chic.
Chic Luch?
No,
No,
Chic.
yeah.
Let's Chic. Chic Luch. I don't listen to like hype music to get hype because it don't get me. I'm already hype.
Yeah. Do you ever listen to your own music in the gym?
No, I've done it, but I don't.
Could you ever do a sensitive like type song?
I've done some. I did a. He said, "Can you ever do a sensitive?" Let You Go was sensitive. Hood Pope sensitive. Cocaine Castle sensitive. I've done a song called Psycho, which is very sensitive. I did a song called Uncle with Clams Casino, sensitive. I get sensitive. I'm in touch with my sensitive side.
You're such a
Even
what sign are
Strive
you?
is like a real like, huh?
I said you're such a what sign are you?
I'm a Libra, man.
Yeah,
Well, you were just reading up on Libras, right?
yeah. Because our friend Ravy B,
Ravy,
Yeah.
shout out to Ravy.
Yeah.
so she's a Libra, and I was like, I found like all these Libra tweets, and I'm just like sending them to her. I'm like, they all are conflicting. Like none of them make sense.
Nah, I definitely like. I think I'm very vulnerable in my music. Like even if it's like with a tough beat, sometimes it's just like I'm very vulnerable. I think what confuses people to think that I'm not is that like I don't do like too many soft sounding beats.
Right. That's what I more meant.
Yeah. They just want that aggressive schoolboy Q sound from you, you know?
Tell me about New Year's this past year. You were at Jay-Z's house.
Yeah, Ray V told you that.
No. but
Well,
I
we
saw-
did see a picture from her today, yeah.
But
Oh yeah, I got pictures from that I'm waiting to see if I could post because it's inside of his house.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
But I might just blow him up and put him in my house.
But I saw that like a lot of people were there, obviously. But I saw that Nipsey was there, and that was the last time that you
That was the
saw
last
him.
time I seen Nipsey. Yeah.
Man,
It was at J Crib.
crazy.
Yeah.
You know, considering how long has it been since he has passed?
Man, it feel like forever. It feels like man, I don't even want to say a number because I really don't know the number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like 5 years, right?
Yeah, 5 years. But like me and his mom is so close that like we don't miss a beat.
But if you consider like where you were around that time and then what you've done since, and you know everyone grows and time moves on, right? What do you think the mission of the mob is today as opposed to where it was?
I would
5
love to
years
know
ago?
your look on it. I would love to know your outlook on it.
Well, so we were talking about this before you came here, and I think you individually, like I said, there's a lot of inspiration like from you in the gym, your music, just who you are, right? That you
Right.
touch the people, and I think that's
Do you feel like you know Ferg through that stuff?
personally no. I feel like I know you because I know you in real life.
Right.
Like we're at a Dapper Dan thing that Miss Info's throwing, and you know see us and say what's up to us. I'm
Right.
like, no, I know who Ferg is. You
Well,
know,
what do you feel like I'm missing as far as the Ferg brand artist that I can make fans know who I am more? Because that's what I'm really doing. I'm doing a campaign to like, I'm just all aspects of my life. Like I work out. This is where I like to eat. This is what I like to drink. This is the type of females I like. This is who I am. So I always want to connect with my fans in the most purest way possible. Do you feel like it's something that you would want to know more from Ferg?
well, I think you're very accessible. And I do see that from your socials, right?
Right.
And I see that just the other day, like at Stadium Goods, like you're walking around, you're saying what's up to all the people,
Yeah,
you're
literally
outside,
everybody.
yeah, which
Yeah.
was really dope. In terms of the mob, I think that like there's something about you guys that was very special. Man, are we talking a decade? Like, 10 years ago, right?
Damn,
Very
that sounds so long ago.
Very unique, very like specific to you guys. Not just that you're from New York, not just that you're all from Harlem, but you were fashion forward and you were like progressive in your music, and you guys were very close, and I imagine still are, maybe in different ways. But it's not like, with all due respect to all the other crews, it's not like TDE, and it's not like Pro Era, and it's not like any of the South Florida stuff or Chicago or wherever. What you guys had was very you. So what your mission is, I think that people want to know that a group like that can continue even beyond loss to create and to push boundaries and still like be seen together. I think like we may not see you and Rocky on a daily basis walking down the street, but we saw it like last week.
Yeah.
You guys were walking in Soho or something
It's
like
funny
that.
because when we together, I don't think to like record us walking.
No, right.
Yeah.
And by the way, like that's another thing too. It's just like, are we doing this for performative reasons?
And
Yeah,
that's
I think
what
that's like
I
the
had
thing.
to ask myself a lot of the times too. Is just like, because I'm the type of person that I don't give a fuck about social media,
Yeah.
none of that shit. So it's actually an effort for me to like do certain things. I mean, certain things now is coming to me normally because I'm just getting more into like the social media thing. But before, like, I'm like, man, they should pay me for doing this shit. They should, like, really, and I do get paid for certain posts and shit like that.
Sure.
But I'm feeling like they should pay me like how YouTube pay people to, like, come up with content. Because motherfuckers got full-on TV shows.
Right.
And that shit takes time and effort to, like, even think about holding your phone up to do, like, yo, look at what I'm doing, y'all. Look at this. Look, that's a whole TV show. You on, like, certain people's stories for like 30 minutes just looking at all the shit that they doing. Then you go through their Instagram page. I feel like motherfuckers should get paid off Instagram. So that's my whole theory from it. And when I'm hanging out with my friend, I'm really trying to see how he doing.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on. We live a crazy life. What's going on in your life and all of that shit. The last thing I'm thinking about doing is recording myself with my friend, like, look at what we doing. We walking together, like we really love each other. Like he came to my house the other day for the first time, and like, cause since I moved, I was just brushing my teeth, and Ferg was like, "Look who I got here," and I turned around, and I just lit up because I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like, he's in the house, like, that shit is fire.
And it's
like,
such a good content piece. So finally, Rocky's here.
But you're like, you know, I'm not even thinking about that. Like, I'm not even thinking about
Okay.
capturing that. Like, I'm just, it's like more for my heart, it's more for my soul, it's more for us to share that moment with each other. But I understand for fans, they want to see that camaraderie and they want to see us together all the time. Like, and I love it. But that's because we literally was together all the time. Like, you know, we used to call it we used to have a little spot. It was a little spot we used to have. We called it the trap house. But the stash house, that's what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we did like a lot of them early on freestyles, the stash house freestyles, where like all of us used to like basically sleep there. Like, it'd be like people everywhere in the house. And that was when we was coming up, but now we getting money. Like, we got our own houses and shit. We got families. We got to provide. We got to, like, Rocky got gigs in Hawaii. I got gigs in South Africa.
Yo, Gigs
like,
is killing it.
Nas is in London. 12 is on tour in Australia. And, like, we all still talk to each other. We got group chats and shit, but we not around each other as much. And that just come with growth.
Yeah.
Just like Schoolboy and, like, Kendrick.
Yeah.
It's like Schoolboy is mad rich, like,
But
that's another thing.
Wants to golf.
That's another thing too. People don't be knowing how rich these niggas be. Like niggas be like really well off, like with a family and dogs and like 3 cars and shit. Like Schoolboy is not just like broke Schoolboy with like a bucket cap and doing shows. This nigga got businesses, and we talk about these businesses
and a family and dogs.
It has to upkeep. Like, this shit is like. It's not like we kids no more.
So maybe the thing is to do something like Dame Dash had, and you know, create like a new version of the Stash House.
For sure.
You know, maybe that's something
but
where
now we're like, you know, a million people are sleeping over, and
No,
you know,
true, yeah.
It'd be a little like less grimy. You're in a different place.
Or maybe you're gonna do an Airbnb. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like, whatever. You know, just
But yeah, I think that like also, you know, as much as people don't like doing press that much, I think that press definitely helps in sharing like your story.
Right. Facts.
So
I mean,
you know,
Well, do you consider this press?
it's definitely press, but we're friends.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I consider it a conversation.
No, this is
You know,
more
only
this
because we don't consider ourselves journalists. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the thing. Like, we're not pressing you for hard answers. Like, hey, like, you know, where were you when?
Right,
fucking-
on October 20th.
y'all work so good together.
Nah, yeah.
This is fun for me. Like, I'm chilling. Like, I'm about to go work out.
Yeah.
So why won't Renelle do our podcast?
I don't know. I'll make sure she try. She's hella busy
I'm telling
too.
you, I'm getting yelled at.
Yo, how did the Tiffany thing come about?
It was a dream first, and they approached me.
You dreamt it,
I dreamed like of working with Tiffany's. Like, I wanted to work with Tiffany's.
and they approached you, and it just happened.
Yes.
Do you feel like you manifest a lot of things?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like-
have a seat, Snap God. You making feet with your noise with your feet. Have a seat, brother, man. Have a seat, bro. Yeah, sit down. Relax your limbs. Have a seat. Yeah, sit down. You making me jittery. Not yet.
There was a moment where I was just like,
I got Snap God in here right now.
I was
You just
like,
don't know how
I
to sit
feel
down.
like there's someone standing right over my shoulder, and it was Snapchat.
Yeah, it's like You making our nerves jump. Have a seat, brother. What we were saying about Tiffany's, yes, and manifestation.
Yeah.
I definitely believe in that. Like, you got to put out good energy and like, all right, so say it like this. This is I simplify everything in my mind because I just think and sometimes I overthink about shit. If you a killer and you running around, you killing people, like one day you're gonna get killed. Like they say, you live by the gun, you die by the gun, and that's like it's just bound to happen. It's just when it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or like if you put a lot of good into the universe, which is like helping people, helping old ladies with their bags, and people see that shit and they notice that shit. You feel good about yourself. You feel good about your conscience. You can move forward with your life and live a very good life and get sleep and shit. People killing people and doing wrong to people, they having problems sleeping and shit because they can't sleep with their conscience.
Yeah.
So like, yes, like you're gonna age quick because like you're frowning all the time, you're in a bad mood, and like you're not feeling good about yourself, so you're not feeling good about people that you're dealing with. But if you like on the other hand have more like positive outlooks and you have a clear conscience and you doing what you want to do and you believe is right, then you're gonna be all right. And shit gonna come to you. Like, I believe that anything I want to do, I could do. Like, literally, like, I could be like on Instagram, yo, I need $1 million right now. I need all my friends, all my fans to give me $1. Like, give me $1 million. I'll make $1 million right now. But it's all about intention. What do I need it for? What's the cause? Like, what are we doing here? Why do I need it? I won't take advantage in that way.
Because you want to get paid to be on Instagram.
That too. Like, it could be anything, but it just got to make sense. Like,
well, what is something that you like that you still want to do that you haven't done yet?
I want to do mad shit. Like, man, first of all, I just want to continue to be the best me and the best MC. D-Ferg down with the ASAP. And my nigga Yams, Blams, coming through like Balams, and my diamonds is going off like the Amber Lambs. Listen, my shits is shining like lamps.
This is not a regular radio station. You don't have to freestyle.
I know. I need a flex. I need a flex
Yeah, I know,
bomb.
yeah.
I was like 2 seconds away from like yelling, and you're like,
Yo, do you find it weird when Flex is just like there staring at you while you freestyle? Like,
No.
I would find it weird. I'd be like, yo,
I'd be like, stop
like,
yelling at me.
just let me
No,
focus.
I
This is hard
find it.
enough.
I find it funny when Flex just looks like he's underwhelmed.
Really?
At like a lot of rappers, and they're like, "Yo, drop a bomb on my shit." Because I remember when like it was a thing like for like when Jay-Z and the whole Rockefeller like shut down Flex and paid for all the commercials, and Flex was excited.
Legendary.
He just seemed so like, man, I just pulling up to do my job now. He just seems so underwhelmed.
Yo, I was listening to Shine. This is totally separate. I was listening to Shine before, and I was
Bad
like,
boy.
yeah, I was like, you know what? I really, really believe everything he says in his rhymes. Like I don't know what it was about him, but
I was just listening to Sean 2 days ago.
Crazy.
And that song Bad Boys.
yeah,
He was saying some shit in there. And I'm like, damn, he talking his shit, but like, it was pure. Like, it was a vibe.
Yo, the energy in his voice when he says cowards.
And he really sound like Biggie still to me. To
oh
this
yeah.
day.
Well, even after he changed his voice.
No, that was weird. Remember when he came back from jail and
And
he
he, like-
totally switched
and
up?
he went to, he turned
Belize.
Jewish. and
Yeah,
everything.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't turn Jewish.
Yeah.
You,
I ain't gonna lie, he had a fly ass Jewish outfit on one time. I seen it was like he went to Paris Fashion Week with a puff. And he had like this, like
he had the long braids.
Did he have the big like?
not the braids. He had the Jewish curls.
Yeah.
yeah.
Did he have the braids?
Well, I mean, like I know what they are, but if I say payas, then you're gonna be like, "What is that?"
And
Did he have
then,
the big hat?
nah, he was jiggy. That was a fly fit. If he
That
would
was
have
the one
kept,
with the-
if he would have kept doing it like that, I was like, yeah.
Yo, he should have gone to the Met and done the Heavenly Body shit, like just like that.
He's not allowed out here. Damn. Shout out to Sean though, man. That's tough, man. I couldn't imagine just being like, you know, God forbid, like, you know, yo, bro, your voice is too deep. Come on. He has like a deep white man's voice.
Yo,
Snap
like,
God is talking and he's like trying to whisper. He's like, yo, I just have to. I just have to. You got too much vibration in your voice, bro.
I was gonna say Drake's dad sounds like the Dave Chappelle
white man voice?
Yeah,
Oh, for real?
yeah. Like his laugh is like
Yo, Snap God sound more whiter than y'all. He's like, I have to show up to the shoot tomorrow at 2:00. Like,
Yo.
and this is him whispering.
Yo, we didn't even talk about like your new album. What's it called?
Floor seats.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's like floor seats to my life. And the reason why I call it floor seats, not because it's like I'm like the craziest basketball fan or whatever the case may be. I grew up watching basketball, playing basketball, but it just, floor seats is just like floor seats. Like, it represents the front row seats to a fashion show. Floor seats, actually being on the floor. What happens, behind the scenes in my life? Like, what happens after the cameras go off? Like, from them floor seats. You seen that picture of me on the floor seats, but like, what happens in VIP? Like at the Billboard Lounge, you know what I'm saying, in Barclays Center. Like, what does that look like? And that's just me talking my shit on track.
So this is like the last like 2 or 3 years sort of put into one album?
Yes and no. I feel like floor seats pretty much, it's like the last 2-3 years thoughts that I've kind of been sitting on and unleashed them on this project. But as far as like just actually laying it down, it's pretty new. It's contemporary. It's like I just did it. It's modern. But I do have songs I worked on for 3 years.
Yeah, well, how many like different directions?
Well, it's 2 songs that I have on there that's 4 years old.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, I have a song that I did with Ty Dolla $igns that's called Ride. That's 4 years old. And I have another song with Brent Fayez that's 4 years old.
And so you
Really?
just kept them
That
and
long
you're just
ago?
That's
like,
Alon Remy produced.
Wow.
damn.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And so you just hold them?
I think that it's sort of like R&B-ish, and like I just wasn't there like artistically to drop something like that. So I feel like now it's just like people see me with like the blouses on, and I'm out here looking real silky. I'm looking like Poppy. It's time to like, it's okay to be grown and sexy. I'm getting older. I'm 30 years old, so like I just want to show people a part of my brand that I haven't shown them before.
Just for the record, you're not wearing hard bottoms right now, though. You
I'm
know? So
not.
it's growing and going to the gym is what you're really
Yeah.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a Jewish goodbye.
I know,
Say
yeah.
goodbye, like 6
Yeah,
times.
I'm definitely
Yeah.
the whitest person here.
Snap God signing out.
Yo.
By the way, I'd also like to just apologize to Dana, your publicist, who literally took her shoes off
Yo.
and tiptoed
Yo.
through. And it's like,
All right. Floor seats.
Can I call my jeweler real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Ben Baller?
No, it's not Ben Baller. I gave Ben Baller too much money. And he making slippers. He ain't even like put me. Ben Baller did the chain
Yeah.
on the slippers. He ain't
Oh,
even
he put
bothered
that
to
on
give
there?
me no.
Damn.
Come on, man. I'm sending invoices. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, we gotta. Yeah, yeah, I agree too. Yo, where you at? All right, bet you want to come up to the podcast? No, I'm saying. You waiting at the spot? All right, bet Nah, I heard you. I'm about to pull up. I'm about to pull up on you in a few minutes. All right, peace.
we're going to keep in that entire conversation.
Yeah, go ahead. Can I use the bathroom real quick?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
It's the second door. While Ferg runs to the bathroom, which hopefully he's not going to the bathroom in my room.
Second door.
Yeah, second door, not the first door.
That's right.
Let me just tell you about all the things that we have for sale on our website. You can go and buy some t-shirts.
All right, that's a great idea.
They are so good.
People say they're the most comfortable T-shirts that they've ever owned.
And that's not even like a line.
No,
that's
is
like actual people,
feedback.
People
That
say
is
that
real
to us.
feedback.
Yeah. People don't say that about the mugs. People just say they're good mugs.
Then I'll be the first to say these are the most comfortable mugs that I've ever owned.
Wow.
Yeah. They're great.
They are great.
Use them
mugs.
to drink or hold pencils in.
You can do literally anything with that mug.
Whatever. Buy one and throw it off a roof. Have fun with it, you know? Also, I did want to mention we have notebooks that we authored called Rhyme Books, and you can get them either signed or without our signatures, whatever.
Yeah. Also good for throwing off a roof. You can throw anything that we sell off a roof.
T-shirts, mugs, Rhyme books.
pennies.
We should sell some pennies.
We should sell some pennies that you could throw off a roof.
It's thereal.com/shop. And now back to Ferg.
Wait, can I correct something real quick?
Yeah.
Well,
Jason Derulo did not fall down the stairs. That photo is like a meme that goes around every year. And it's like, I can't
I think it's
believe
funny that it
Jason
is.
fell down the stairs.
No, but it happened at some point, right?
It was a dude at Cannes. Like, it's not even.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Jason Derulo.
No, but it's like every year it resurfaces. That
That's
Jason
so
Derulo fell
funny.
down the stairs.
No, I really thought it was him. I thought he was invited to, the Met Gala. I thought that he did not give the proper thought.
Have you ever been to the Met Gala?
No. We've been outside. We've been in the
Yeah,
Met.
I show up like this.
Yeah.
Y'all geniuses for even doing this at your house, like our real house. Like I just walked to
Yeah.
the bathroom and seen y'all shoes and shit,
yeah.
like y'all bedroom.
There's other things you could have seen about it.
Yeah, you know, like how if I would have been like a nosy rapper, like walked in there and shit.
A nosy rapper? Is that like a character? You know how nosy rappers are.
Seeing like a dick pump or some shit. Hey, Rue.
So, okay, floor seats. Do you enjoy the process of like ramping up? Like, I know this isn't traditional, but you're doing like live events. You're doing like other interviews.
I do love it because I feel like it's almost like when a fighter like takes all the time to get in condition to fight. I feel like
You're ready.
I'm ready to fight.
Yeah.
I got the Vaseline on the face.
Yeah.
I'm in my best shape.
Yeah. You're cut.
I'm cut. I'm lit. My mind is right. Mental, physical, everything is right. I'm ready to go.
Well, what's the one thing that like enters your mind when like your album cycle is coming up and you're just like, oh, now it's about to be like real?
What you mean?
I have no idea. It's not a very good question.
Where was you trying to take me?
What made you type up that tweet about women and body positivity and all of that? And did you think that it would do what it did?
I know it would do something. I always know it would do something because of the intention of it, but I just never knew it was going to do what it did because, like, I still to this day get DMs from girls like, thank you, you made my day. I was depressed, and I got a sister that's going through something and all of this, and I love all of y'all for that. But when I wrote that out, it was just something on my mind that, like, I never really shared with people. And it's a lot of things that be on my mind that I don't share with people. And I just feel like these are the simple things that make me who I am. So why not share it? And I'd rather people know me for who I am. So I just wanted to share that with people.
Well, I mean, going back to the conversation we were having like a few minutes ago, I think like those are things that help us realize like who you are, right?
And also, like, coming up with the ASAP Mob, like, people perception of who I am is totally off. So it's just like getting into the branding of Ferg and who Ferg is.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to let people know my lineage of what my father did. That was like me getting the bad boy chain from Puff. That's what helped. Like, all right, this is the beginning. My father did the bad boy logo for Puff. He did the Uptown Cats logo for Andre Harrell. I come from a family of hustlers, artists, athletes, and just great people in general, period. That's the Ferg family. So before any ASAP shit, Ferg is already legendary. And then, like, the ASAP Mob shit was the introduction to the world where I get to show people who I am. So now it's like getting to who I am and getting to my beliefs and what I work out. That's how I stay in shape. I look good, and I just maintain sanity and just feeling good. I share that with the people. I let people know, like, all right, this is how I feel about the females. I share that with people. Because before they just thought like everybody at ASAP do all the drugs, all of that. Me and Rocky have conversations on a phone like, yeah, I tell them, you sound mad dumb talking about you do like LSD and all of that shit like that. Like, we just had a friend die from like a drug overdose, like serious, like, and really have a conversation like, you sound stupid. And then he'd be like, yo, everybody not you, Ferg, everybody. So this is like things that people don't know about me that I just feel like the world should know about me because I'm a leader and I have my own mind. I'm not into groupthink.
you personally, you Ferg, you lost one of your best friends early, and you lost your dad early. What kind of effect did that have on you as a human? Like in understanding how short life is and how you want to live your life and what you can impart to people on how they should live their lives.
I think people should live their life however they want to do it. Like if you want to do drugs, if you want to like whatever you want to do, but just know that there's consequences.
How did it affect you though?
It just made me appreciate people more and like why they're here, why we can still appreciate people, appreciate them. I lost a lot of people. I got a friend that got killed in front of my face. I lost like my father, I lost my grandmother, I lost a cousin my age. I lost my first that I lost my virginity to. She just died like a year and some change ago. So I'm not desensitized or anything like that, but it's just like I know that like dying is a part of living, but it's just like while you're living, I feel like you gotta really like be in tune and love the people that's around you and don't hold nothing back.
You got anything else?
Man, this Flood and Mayos is so good.
Yo.
You gotta eat Flood and Mayo?
Yeah.
By the way, that is a cliche rapper thing. All the rappers go to Florida Mayo.
Yeah.
Like Joe Budden goes there.
One of the first rappers I heard going to Flood and Mayos is Fat Joe.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is that why you went there?
Yes. I thought I would see him. And I mean, he has a name like Fat Joe. He has like great taste in food.
Yeah, you have to.
Well, he also used to go to Malecon, the one that was
I did that
down here.
Malecon too.
Yeah.
You got eat there?
Yeah,
of course.
and all of Rockefeller grew up there, so like,
Wow.
Yeah. Like they used to hang out like outside of
I'm
there.
saying like early Rockefeller.
What's your favorite meal from Malecon and Flood and Mayo?
I used to get the half chicken with the sweet plantains and the.
Next time you go to Flood and Mayo's, get the Palomilla steak with the chicken sauce and the chicken fried rice.
That's the one?
The black beans.
All that.
Whole vibe.
Yeah.
And also the pepper steak is crazy.
Damn.
Yo, I asked Bodega Bams. I was just like, yo, like he was doing like a Q&A on his Instagram. He was like, yo, I was like, where's the best place to eat on the Upper West Side? Like, you're around here. What's the best place to eat? He's like, the grocery store. I was like, fuck you.
West Side Market.
This isn't helpful at all.
Oh,
Also, I don't really eat tilapia like that, but the pan-seared tilapia that I got right now that I'm eating.
fire?
What?
Yeah.
Get that right now.
Wait,
Throw that in right
Do you
now.
cook?
Nah, I don't cook.
You got a big kitchen now in your house, though.
I do, but I don't cook.
Does
I
anybody
ain't
cook?
gonna lie, I don't cook. Yeah, my aunt come over and cook sometime.
I just
Yeah.
like this. This is fun.
Yeah.
Yo, congratulations on floor seats. Congratulations on your
Florida
rug.
Mayo.
Congratulations on your...
Right?
Yep. Yo,
Hennessy deal.
Hennessy deal.
Oh, you have a Hennessy deal?
Yeah, I do.
He's not just name dropping out of the blue here.
Yeah, I was like, all
Yeah.
right, Hennessy at the gym? Sure, why not?
Yo, congratulations on taking care of yourself and
Revlon.
taking care of
I'm
your
working with
people
Revlon now.
and any fashion things that are coming up and just the relationships that you continue. And we appreciate you stopping by, and it's always
you.
good to see you. And
And thanks for not changing your number on us.
yeah,
No doubt. Man, after eating this food, I might have to lay on that couch.
yeah. Thanks, Ferg.
All right, thank you.
Thanks everyone for listening to this new episode of A Waste Time with It's the Real Jeff. People want to find out more about us. I'm Eric, you're Jeff. I have curly hair, you have glasses. Together, we are It's the Real, no apostrophe, no spaces. If people want to find out more about this podcast, it's called A Waste of Time with It's the Real. If people want to find out more about what's going on with us, where can they go?
You can always go to itsthereal.com, itsthereal.com. Go to itsthereal.com for our newsletter. Sign up for our newsletter.
That's happening.
Yeah.
Go get it right now.
We're over 1,000 subscribers.
Yo, shout out to all of you guys who not only open the newsletter,
Our open rate is crazy.
but read the newsletter. And when Jeff asks you a question, you respond to it. That is dope.
Yeah, that's a very specific listener right now, but
Shout out to Ray Rodriguez.
no, it's more than
Okay.
just one person.
Okay.
But, you know, I went from 1,000, went
Yeah.
to open, which
Yeah.
is like, I don't know, 60, 70%.
Okay.
And then response rate, it's like getting a little dicey. Getting a little dicey.
Shout Shout out to Ray Rodriguez.
Yeah. Okay. You can also go to our merch shop. itsthereal.com/shop. We have mugs for sale. We have T-shirts for sale. We have Rhymebirks for sale. Rhymebirks.
Yeah.
We have Rhymebirks for sale. I'm like Medea.
I know. Yeah.
Rhymebirks. What else can you get from us? That's it for now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can also listen to all of our old episodes, all of our new ones. Search on any streaming service, wherever you're listening to this podcast.
That's a good place to start.
You can listen to other podcasts, including old episodes.
Episodes.
I really am just like losing my mind. Go to, search for It's The Real on all those.
Social media.
Social media. Did you know we're on Twitter at It's The Real? We're also on Twitter. We're also...
Man, this train has just gone all the way. It's like fugitive. It's just like rolling over.
We're on Instagram at It's The Real. We're also on Facebook at It's The Real. We're also on Reddit. There's a small community of people, very small community, so small.
Ray Rodriguez?
He's not on there.
Oh.
Yeah. It's Abu Kalves.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him for undertaking this thing that very few people are on board for right now, but it will grow.
That's right. Shout out to our Reddit community out there.
Yes.
Jeff, this is the time during the podcast where we love to shout out those supporters out there who have been so good to us, who have worked on our behalf, who have spread the word, who have told family, friends, fans, strangers, coworkers, whoever, that a waste of time with It's The Real is just the opposite. It's not a waste of time. That's the funny part. Jeff, who do you want to shout?
I want to shout out, because I did this thing where I was having people guess upcoming guests.
Yeah.
And I want to shout out on Twitter, For Your Eyes 2, that's C squared, who guessed that A$AP Ferg was going to be on the podcast.
Really?
Off of very few letters in this thing.
And here we are.
About 3 weeks later, and A$AP Ferg is here. Shout out to C squared, For Your Eyes 2.
Jeff, I want to shout out our friends who are photographers who have been so good with their time and energy and efforts to photograph our recent interviews with Trevor Noah, Dennis Graham, and Common. That's Tommy Battle, otherwise known as Boney Starks. That's Lenz Anderson. And that is Justin Fleischer, also known as The Fleisch. All three of those guys have given us exquisite photos that you can find at Instagram.com/itsthereal right now. Go check him out. And Tommy's coming over 3 times this week.
3 times.
For 3...
Well, unless I get really sick.
Well, then Tommy won't show up?
I guess Tommy will still...
Jeff, the show goes on.
Yeah, Tommy's going to be in my seat.
Maybe you should just,
Maybe I should be the photographer, but I should photograph
take
people.
some zinc and give your best.
Yeah. I'll just lay in my room and just shout.
Or better yet, maybe we'll have Shinsuke on that microphone. As always, guys, now for real.
Sure.
We'll see you guys maybe next week.